Steins Gate is an anime that has long been held in high regard for being one of the most compelling, technical, and all-around enjoyable shows.
I am a scientist. It's so cool. Son of a bitch.
It's the only show I've seen that has really made me convinced on their concept of time travel. Whenever the concept of time travel is used in a story, it is done so vigorously, and it has a hard time in making me believe that time travel actually exists. I'm not sure if it was the creator of parallel universes and different timelines in the subgenre of time travel, but even if it wasn't, it did a hell of a job at portraying it, while also keeping people on the edge of their seats. Even if the first 10ish episodes was just building up the world and its characters, it delivered majorly in the second half. Now, to get on to the crux of this video, Steins Gate has always been a show that was complex in its story and concept, but has never really found itself be contradicted or buried under the weight of its strong ideas. Different timelines, time travel theory, and a multitude of different universes are just some of the concepts that it covers, but it manages to not only handle them well, but go even further than that and place itself in a league of its own with its innovation on certain topics. However, there was always one thing that I thought to myself and was never really addressed and talked about more: the whole reason Okabe got his reading Steiner ability. You could simply justify it by saying he's a protagonist, so it makes sense, or who cares, he has it. But on this channel, I do things differently. I'm going to explain how Okabe got his reading Steiner ability and why he, out of all 7+ billion people on the planet, is able to go through various timelines and still remember everything from the previous timelines he's been to. The reading Steiner ability is similar to Subaru's return by death from ReZero.
What the fuck?
In that they both can essentially travel time while retaining and remembering all information from before their time leap. However, where the reading Steiner differs is that Okabe dying doesn't cause him to instantly go back in time like how Subaru does, but instead Okabe goes to a different timeline or a different route. He's able to bring his memories from the previous timeline he teleported from to the new timeline, and those old memories replace his new ones in this new timeline. It's really an imaginative take on memory retention after time travel, and it's good that there was a definite explanation on how this was done, rather than just forgetting about it like other shows do. But anyway, that is basically reading Steiner. All memories of Okabe replace new memories of Okabe. So why is Okabe the only one throughout the whole show able to use reading Steiner? Well, he isn't the only one, but at the same time is the only one. Let me explain. I believe that the ability reading Steiner is something that isn't gifted towards certain individuals, but is something that anyone, any human being can use. Not only that, but this ability works similarly to one of those boiling meters that when the water gets hotter and hotter, the meter rises and continues to increase. I'll come back to that in a second, but hold on to that analogy. From the context and information I got from Steins Gate, I found that the reading Steiner ability is something that all humans possess, but on a very, 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 very extremely small scale, which is why if anyone moves to a different timeline, they would not be able to recall anything at all from the other timelines. However, Okabe is, due to his experiences he has gone through. Think about what major incident that occurred and stuck within Okabe's brain before he even begun this time travel stuff. Yes, he saw the lifeless and bloody corpse of Makise Kurisu. An event as horrific as this happening to anyone would be a major shock and would probably stick with you for the rest of your life. That's what I think is the key towards the experiencing and eventual grasping of the reading Steiner. It's already a fact of human psychology that any devastating, painful, and fearful events that occur and induce adrenaline in us lead to the receptors in our brain receiving and storing those memories as eventful. I believe that the reading Steiner uses those memories as a kind of fuel to help strengthen its presence within our minds. Going back to the water/meter analogy, the meter is the reading Steiner, and the hot water is our frightening and catastrophic memories. The hotter the water gets, which equates to the scarier and viler the event witnessed, the higher the meter rises, equates to the more prominent the reading Steiner is within our brains. If you take that thinking and apply it to what we've already seen in the show, then it makes perfect sense from what we've seen. Something that you might say negates this theory is, if this is true, then why haven't any other characters who have witnessed other traumatic events, such as Kirisu, who was murdered, and Suzuha Amane, who has been tortured by CERN before? Well, it makes sense if you think about how the reading Steiner takes those traumatic memories and activates. The difference between Okabe's scenario compared to Kurisu's and Amane's is due to how recent the events are from when the D-mail was sent for the switching of the world lines. Because Okabe sent a D-mail within a day from when he witnessed the death of Kurisu, his so-called reading Steiner fuel was operating at its highest, and his memories were able to successfully transfer over with little to no loss in details. This would be vastly different to Kurisu and Amane. Kurisu, first of all, was dead anyway, so I doubt her brain was still even operating at all. But in terms of Amane, the torture that she went through was a long time ago, and her reading Steiner fuel was probably running on empty. So when her memories would have no way of transferring to the next world line. Another point to bring up is how long and at what level was Okabe's reading Steiner ability active for? Well, we can gauge that from the various experiences he went through during his time traveling events. He would experience horrific violence, murder and gore on repeat, with no possible way to stop it. It's safe to say that his reading Steiner was not only active and operational throughout the period of the show, but it was probably through the roof with all the stimuli he was receiving, and he was never in danger of losing his memories when traversing world lines. Basically sum up everything, reading Steiner isn't some gift or curse. It isn't something that only specific individuals possess. It's a basic human function that exists deep within our brains and can strengthen and grow by experiencing certain dangerous events. It's due to the exclusivity of the D-mail and the microwave regarding the handful of people who know about it, and even more minute being the amount of people who have been through traumatic shit and know about time travel even existing, which results in all those people becoming one person, and that person being Okabe, the only man on earth who was effectively taken control of and unknowingly mastered the reading Steiner. That's it for the video. Hopefully you understood where I was coming from and acquired a newfound understanding of the reading Steiner and Steins Gate. Thanks for watching.